Hi everyone, welcome back to Spiritual Growth Tarot. I'm Denise. Hi! Thank you guys for coming back all the time. I really appreciate it, and all your awesome comments and all the things that you teach me. I love our community. But today I'm going to do a karmic reading on Charles Koch. I recently did the one on his deceased brother, David, and a lot of you guys wanted me to read on Charles, so I'm going to do that. And let me know if there's any other Koch family members that you think would be really important to read on. But I feel like it was David and Charles probably that did the most damage to the environment and to the health of Americans, or actually all over the world, internationally. Whew, they were international offenders. So anyway, no more blabbing. I'm going to drop the camera down and get this going. Okay, so I'm using the Radiant Wise Spirit Tarot by Lo Scarabeo. I'm tuning in. I'm tuning into Charles Koch and his karma that he that he brought in this lifetime to heal. And look and see how he's doing healing it, and what his current karma might be, and also his future. And I'm calling upon the forces of love and truth so that I may see a glimpse into his karma. You know, which of course is just the law of free will. Well, it's the law of cause and effect based on how we have exercised our free will. Goodness. Might be time for a new deck here, unless I can figure out some way to clean them off. Clean the cards off. The cards seem to be a little sticky. Okay, so Charles Koch. I think he's in his 80s. And I'm pretty sure he's because it was just he and his brother David that created Koch Industries. Their father did really well. They were born into, I think they were born into wealth. But anyway, David's crossed over, so Charles is the one that's left as the CEO of Koch Industries. Okay, so let's look at his life. Okay, so currently the force is in motion. Well, that's interesting. Okay. His greatest challenge at this time in his life. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, and then 2 cards here, 1 column here for the karma he brought in to heal this lifetime. Wow. Okay, and let's look at how he's doing healing that karma. How well has he done? Okay. The karma that's still hanging over him. Okay. And then, do I have enough light over here? I think I do. Okay. I might have to turn another lamp on, but let's get the cards drawn. So, 4 cards here for his future. Yeah, I think we're good. Let's keep these together, these two together. These four here are pretty much the present time. So past, present, future. Okay, so the forces in motion in his life with the devil reversed. This is actually a good card to, I mean, if you're going to get the devil, you're going to, getting it reversed is the best, because it does bring in, well, it is something that's fated and sometimes can be fatal. It does show recovery and release and some freedom and reclaiming his own power. So that's interesting. Okay. But his biggest challenge with the Ten of Cups reversed is family issues, happy family issues. I have no idea about, I would assume he's married and has children. In fact, I'm pretty sure he does. But there's not a happy family going on there. Well, no matter what they say, I'm wrong to, I'm open to me being wrong, drawing the wrong cards, but if I'm right, this card has to do with broken dreams. And a lot of disharmony at home and conflicts, arguing, things like that. Even a broken family. And even, it can be the divorce card, it can be separation. But I don't know anything about his personal life, actually. So, but the karma hanging over him, these three cards here, I'm going to focus on this for a little bit because it might bring in more clarity to what's going on back here. This does show some vitality and success coming through. And with the Ace of Pentacles, it can be a brand new lease on life. Can be a new beginning in his physicality. So maybe he'll live to be quite old. Because this is about vitality, and this is, the pentacles are physical. They're all physical. So I don't know, I'm going to have to check on see like what he's been up to, because it looks like there's something new that he's bringing in to shine, maybe to shine the light on who he is. Manifesting something new to be seen in a different way. Manifesting something new that'll be successful, where it can even bring in some happiness and joy, and maybe in the family, maybe he's trying to heal family issues here with this card here. So anyway, the karma that he came in with, or just, a couple facets of it, because, usually when I do karmic readings for my clients, I draw many, many more cards than just these two, but he's not paying me for this, so I'm just going to touch in on, parts of it. So with the King of Swords reversed, I think this is pretty negative karma with his father and the home life. I think the father was pretty manipulative and cold, and because the King of Swords coming through is a real lack of integrity, and especially with the home life, and especially with the family happiness thing. I feel like this is him incarnating through his father, and it's an aspect of himself as well, but it's looking like he kind of turned it around. I don't know, we'll see. On some level he's turned it around, but this just feels to me like a king in the old days who did what he wanted to get what he wanted, and what he did get was the castle and the home. But at what price? This is a happy home life, but this is not a happy guy. So there's an interesting, there's the good, and this is the way karma is. There's the good and the bad and the ugly. It's all, and you get to work with it all. So anyway, how has he done? Well, with the Two of Swords reversed, there's still some confusion going on within his soul where he's kind of detached from it. And he might still have some great fear. I would think he has a great fear of death. Usually people that haven't gotten themselves on their spiritual path and haven't worked hard, there's quite that fear of death because they're fully identified with their ego. And that's definitely what he brought in there. It's like success, but on the financial levels, and then again, the soul levels are left. But with the Queen of Wands, this brings in the feminine. This brings in a strong, independent type of outgoing personality. But so maybe he's afraid of that type of a woman, and that's as far as he's gotten in this lifetime so far, but he's not done. That's really interesting. And then in his future, so here I'm wondering, because I'm thinking of Koch Industries and I'm thinking of all the damage it's done to the earth, and him getting what he wanted at any cost. Obviously it's to the earth and to his family as well. It looks to me like he's trying to work through that. He's trying to come back to who he really is. And he has released quite a bit of it. So it's going to be really interesting to see what he does with the rest of his life. So the Knight of Pentacles reversed does not bring in a lot of progress at all. It does bring in feeling stuck and being disloyal and irresponsible. This is not a card of stability when it's reversed. But it could be that he's like shining light on all that and trying to find ways to release himself from this. Like maybe he's in touch with, I'm wondering if he's in touch with what the damage Koch Industries has done to the planet. I feel like he's in the middle of something. Like as we speak, as I speak, as we look at this, I feel like he's in the middle of some change. And there's this, I feel like something, he's trying to heal. He's trying to forgive himself. In the future, oh, I get it, you guys. He's not going to go anywhere until he can make amends and forgive himself. He won't be able to forgive himself either until he makes amends. This card reversed does show, because again, we're in the realm of Pentacles, so this is everything that Koch Industries is all about. If it were straight up, we'd be in that energy and consciousness of just plodding along, working hard a little bit every day, or working as hard as you can every day. You might go slow, but that's okay. You're still going to keep going. When it's reversed, he's not going. So his future is he's not going. He's not going to be working that way, and he's not going anywhere until he can forgive himself, and he's not going to be able to forgive himself until he stops hurting the earth. So we'll see. We'll see, but this is, whether he's consciously aware of this aspect or not, this is his life. This is his future. Until he can make amends for what he's done to the environment and all parties involved in some way, do the best that he can, he won't be able to forgive himself and move on. But the Three of Swords can be a reconciliation, and the reconciliation of the soul is that's what every incarnation is about. That's why we're here, is to reconcile our soul splits. And he's working on something. He's definitely working on something. And it does have to do with his childhood. And it does have to do with betrayal issues and failures. And this is a card of big changes. It's a painful ending. You know, it can feel like backstabbing, but it's an ending. It's done. He's done. So in the future, it looks to me like he's done with whatever he's been doing, and he's going to try to go back to again, reunification. Both of these cards, he's going to try and reunite with who he truly is. So this is really interesting. I truly hope that he's going to try and help heal the earth. Like that, wouldn't that be great if that could happen? I mean, if he could take his billions of dollars that he has and try and help heal Mother Earth. It makes me wonder if that's possible. I mean, if that's where he's headed. Like, what if he is really in touch with his spirit? You know, the essence of who he is, and he really is releasing in trying to come into his own power. What if he really knows? What if he's finally becoming aware that how many families have been destroyed because of health issues that his, industrial plants have caused? I want to know, is he conscious of this? Like, what's going on? Is he conscious of this? Is he consciously working to try and help heal the earth? Well, there's definitely something new. Some new, yeah. Wow, okay. Let's just keep going here. Yeah, I got it. Yeah, yes, definitely. So with the Magician here, try not to look at all this, it's too confusing. With the Magician here, we have a lot of major arcanas here, even down here. Okay, so but anyway, with the Magician, it's willpower and leadership. It's a brand new ambition that you can manifest. So he's up to manifesting something new, and I think he's feeling the burden that he's placed on the earth and his family and his soul, and he's wanting to free that. And this feels to me like, because a Ten of Wands can be oppressive. But it's a very responsible card. It's worry. He's worried about what he's done in the past, and he doesn't want to bring that with him. I don't know if he believes in past lives and future lives. I don't know, but if he's just trying to make things right in this lifetime, he's headed for it. He's trying to create success and get to a place where his soul is done with something. And then with the Seven of Cups reversed, now this could be on an international stage too, because I think Koch Industries is all over the world. I don't think it's just in the USA, even though that's where it began. But with the Seven of Cups, he's feeling like he's running out of time, and he has, few options. And he's feeling like feeling trapped, feeling like he doesn't have any other purpose other than to just start something new so that his soul can relax a little bit. But his soul, like I said before, his soul isn't going to be relaxed until he can forgive himself, and he can't forgive himself until he stops and tries to bring things back to a purer state. So it feels like this family karma, but yes, he's going for it. This is a brand new beginning. There's action here. So interesting. Wow. let me drop the camera down just for the heck of it. Now, if you guys are satisfied with this is quite a little bit. I think this might be enough. But I'm a little bit more, curious about, I want more details. So I'm going to drop the camera down and use the Kipper. And let's see what we can maybe glimpse into, what his future will be, what he will actually be doing is what I want to know. So, okay, be right back. Okay, so I'm using Ciro Marchetti's End of the Century deck because it's all about, the Industrial Revolution, the industrialization of society. So I think that's why I think this will be helpful, and that's why I wanted to use this deck. So let's see, what will he accomplish within his soul growth? And will there be any trying to heal the planet type of thing? Or I want to know his actions and how it will affect his soul. Charles Koch. Okay. Okay, so I may draw some more cards on top, but for now, so I don't really think he's going to be going before a court or anything like that, so I feel like these cards might be more about like spiritual law. But then again, maybe, I'll read it both ways because we're glimpsing into the future here, and we do have the factory card here, factories. Koch Industries, I'm sure, has lots of factories. But this card is all about sad news. So here's our theme here. There's some sad news for him in the future, some disappointment, some really painful awarenesses that come through, some confrontation that affects his, his psyche and soul. It's a card of confrontation and crisis where, there's something that's bothering him, and it has to do with a woman. This could be, even though it's not the main woman, this could be somebody, this could be his wife or someone else in his life who's been very supportive to him. And I don't feel like she's going to be doing well. So this could be a health issue. Or it could be somebody that helped him, somebody who's been very helpful to him in the past with especially one or more of his factories. But he's going to be very worried about it, whoever this person is somebody who's really close and supportive to him, and he's going to be really worried about it, about her, and maybe depressed about it, feeling helpless about it, because this could be very bad news, like this could be a health diagnosis. Now, if it's nothing to do with health, there's a real possibility that this is some type of an investigation into Koch Industries because of the damage that they've done. Now, on another level, too, the adjudication card is, it's a card of like specialists. So it could be a doctor as well. It doesn't have to be a judge. But it could also be an IRS agent. You know what I mean? But this, I think, could be her doctor. And then the court here, would be, if it's not court, it could just be a discovery, like an important discovery, and then a decision, like a decree, a decision is made in order to support her. We do have the marriage card here, so it could be his wife. So, doctor for his wife, whom he still dearly loves and is very loyal to. But this card, both of these cards are successful outcomes. So I think that he does, I think this is his wife, and he does really love her. But there's an issue here, some type of an issue. If it's not health, it could be, mental illness. But, mental illness, it doesn't do well on our physical health. It causes problems. But this is a card of sadness. So there's something that makes him sad about her, but he's going to stay very loyal. And maybe she did help him, with all his work over the years. But anyway, for the future for him, it looks to me like it's really focused on her. And he does feel honored, to support her. This sometimes is a card of moving on to a higher level of reality, like a higher plane of existence. And because it knights over here to the marriage card, he might be experiencing, because remember in the tarot we had the 10 of Cups reversed. So that could be a confrontation. It could be a health issue. I just feel like it is a health issue with her, or a psychological issue with her. Maybe she has Alzheimer's, or she's headed into Alzheimer's. I don't know. But he feels honored to try and support her. This, because, this is a card of old age. This is an older woman. This is a card of, high society people. And this is her, of course. And, he's just trying to achieve some happiness for her. And I think maybe, she was his partner in Koch Industries in a deeper way than maybe people didn't really recognize, but he does. And so, so there's success there, and there's still going to be fortune for him in Koch Industries. This is definitely Koch Industries here. So let's see what else we can get here. So it looks like he's helping his wife, who's probably has Alzheimer's, old age issues, and that's where the focus of the rest of his life is so far what I'm seeing. But let's look a little bit further. Okay, so I don't really see any cards here about healing the earth. But then again, maybe there aren't any healing the earth cards in this deck. You know what I mean? It is that's one thing about Kipper. It's very relational. There's so many different people cards in the deck. But anyway, it looks to me like he's feeling that he has the gift of being able to be with her as much as he possibly can, and that's what he's working at. It's not going to be for some time, I think, before she crosses over. And I feel like his Koch Industries are just kind of on autopilot, and he gets the dividends, the money coming in. He's got a lot of passive income, is what I'm getting here. And that's the future, for the rest of his life. Interesting. I'm trying to see. I'm trying to think in my head if I have any decks that even talk about healing the earth. Hold on, let me pause the camera. I've got this basket over here. Let me dig through it. Okay, so here's the best I can do. And I just want to find out, is he going to, this is Earth Magic by Stephen Farmer. Is he going to be on, is he going to be trying to do anything to heal the earth? I mean, we did not have the Empress card come through with the tarot, even though I drew extra cards. With the Kipper, it looks to me like it has to do with his wife. But let's see, is he going to, in his lifetime, will Charles Koch, in this lifetime, will he try to help heal the earth from the damage that he's done? Or is he even aware of that? Goodness knows, I'm sure people have called him out on it. So let's look at him and his actions, or not, with healing the earth. And if it's a not, let's look at his future and karma with that. Okay. That's interesting. Well, okay, so I don't see any challenging cards here that would show me that he's, I think he might be working on it, because there are cards in here like tsunami, and there's fire, there's clouds, there's all kinds of, this deck does have some negative, there's several negative cards. But what I'm getting here is, because here's our theme, he will be focusing, he will have some kind of a focus on trying to heal. This is a card of healing. So I think he's going to come to the awareness, or maybe he already has the awareness, that he is so blessed. And he wants to create a new beginning. This goes with that. Remember, we had the Ace of Wands over here, and we had the Ace of Pentacles. So I think he's going to try to focus on a new beginning so that he can have some peace in his life. I think it's nagging him. So yeah, okay, so I'm going to make this prediction, but I don't know if we'll see it. Well, we should, because he would be donating, right? He would be using his money and his resources. So we just have to keep an eye on him and see what he does. Let's just watch and see what he does. But it looks to me like he's trying to heal his karma, actually. Whether or not he's truly aware of it, there's something deeper within coming up that is making him, want to make these changes. So, okay, well, that's all I have on Charles Koch. Thanks, you guys, for hanging in there with me. High five if you made it to the end again. All right, take good care. Bye.